guys, thanks for tuning into No Filter Toronto, the hottest online talk show, giving you the latest buzz and the realest conversation. I'm Shanika.
I'm Shantae.
Kizzy Roots.
I'm Kezia.
And I'm Natalie.
Yes, and this week is our social segment, and we do have a special guest in the building, Body Buzz Bakes. She's gonna let us know what she's been cooking up, and let's bring her in.
Now that we're single.
Hey girl. We're gonna get high.
SP the Ghost.
Yes.
My little company is Body Buzz Bakes. We do edibles. We do all kinds of stuff, to be honest. We make everything from scratch, down to our oils, our butters, like everything.
Wow.
Everything. Okay. We try to do vegan friendly options also, and gluten free for those. Those are like special requests. But I did bring a couple of things for you guys to try here today.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Is there any warnings that we should, any precautions? Those. Okay. So everything is made with like no added preservatives. Everything is like super fresh. So anything you guys order, please, I'm begging you, especially the gummies and the caramels, keep them in the fridge. If you do not, they will go bad. Okay?
What happens if it goes bad?
Warning. Because there's no preservatives, they'll grow like spores. They'll take like 24 hours, 48, depends on how hot it is. Like if your place is hot, for sure, it's gonna go bad quick.
Right, for sure.
Does it affect you?
Like you'll see it. No, you'll see it.
Wow.
Like, you'll know when they're no good. So
That's
please,
crazy.
So let us, what do we have here?
don't waste your money. Everything is super fresh. Everything is handmade. Like when we get an order, that's when we make it. I try not to keep anything made and just sitting there waiting. So
What happens if someone eats it after it's gone bad? Does it affect them differently?
no, just I don't think you're gonna want to eat spoiled food.
All right.
I started just before the summer, so I'm gonna say less than 6 months. So
Okay, that's good.
it's fairly new. We do like lollipops and all kinds of stuff. So there's all kinds of things.
Okay, so
that are available.
what if you like are not a smoker, but much
If
at
you
all?
don't smoke, I would honestly say if you're gonna eat edibles, like have like a cookie or two, one to two. Don't try to exceed it. Just try to like take a little bit at a time, see how you feel, and then take it from there. Don't
I'm so
just
scared.
I know. Don't just go ham. These are not.
Everyone.
Non-smoker.
These are not like the dispensary stuff, so they're not bitter. They actually taste really good. It's not just me, it's me and my boyfriend. So, he's the one that does all the baking. He's the chef behind everything.
Yes.
I just,
Big up you.
Yes. I just help him do all the other little things and try to be the
teamwork.
face because I'm cute.
So are we gonna try it?
Yes.
Today?
Get to it.
Are you guys gonna try? Okay, so these are caramels.
Okay.
These are gummies,
Yep.
brownies, cereal treats, and some cookies.
It all looks so good.
Okay. My favorite, I'm not even gonna lie, are the brownies and the caramels. Those are like my go-to. I hand wrap those myself. So
Nice.
telling
All right, so
Okay.
you guys are going to make your shot.
Right?
I'm about to
Dig
take some of that
in.
caramel.
I'm scared.
Try one. Trust me, try one. Don't be
Try
scared.
one, man.
Okay,
You'll like it.
So hold on. How much THC is in? Yeah.
All of them are different. So when we make a batch of butter or a batch of oil, I know the percentage of my weed, the density, all of that, and I have to take into factor like the calculation of what it's gonna be, and I calculate how much milligrams is in that batch. From that batch, whatever, if I need like a quarter cup, half a cup, it all the density or the amount of milligrams, changes. So if I'm using like a quarter cup and then I split up, a quarter cup will make 6 cookies, 9 cookies, then I divide that by 9 and I'll tell you how much is in per cookie. So everything is always different. The bigger the batch, the less it is. You know what I mean? Like the more oil or I just have to measure it off of how much cups or whatever I'm using because I know how much my full batch in milliliters is and I work it from there. So the caramels right now, I'm gonna say are about, everything on here is about 80 each.
80%?
Yeah. 80 milligrams each. So yeah.
How long does it take for it to kick in?
About 20 minutes, half an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't take too long.
Let's
Split it.
I'm telling you guys, split a brownie.
And a gummy?
Split the gummy, split the gummy.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if you guys have one gummy, you'll be good. Trust
Okay,
me.
now let's try the gummy first.
Just try one gummy.
These cute little robots.
How about you guys share? That's
This is
what
like
you guys
Lego.
do.
She said one is good.
Yeah, one will be
You're
good.
eating the whole thing?
Yeah.
She said one is
Yeah,
good.
just eat it.
We can eat up to
Cheers.
two. Cheers.
Lego?
Come, I'll have one of you. I'll have one of you. Come.
First
Come.
off, they don't
Right?
smoke.
They don't
We're not
smoke.
smokers.
So
We can't
one-
hold that.
Understand.
Remember, people take it different.
Yeah.
How you will take
Everybody
it. You know
deals
what I
with it
mean?
different. Like I smoke a lot.
top girl. All right, go on. You're good.
Like I smoke a lot, so for me, I have to eat a lot of this just to feel like okay, yeah, like I'm nice. Like a lot of it to feel nice. Like we sell them. Like if I was to eat at least 4 gummies, for sure, I'm nice. I'm
Yeah.
nice. Like
Okay, so that's good.
like
Nat, you ready?
most people eat like
I'm gonna
2
take a
and
bite
they
of
tell
it.
me
I'm
they're
not gonna eat
good.
the whole thing.
No, you eat the whole thing with me.
No,
In
eat
20
the whole
minutes, I'll
thing,
see you on the
trust
other
me.
side.
I'll eat it throughout the whole segment.
You on the other side.
No, to be fair, like I've
try
had
it,
bad
just try it.
experiences, so
Just try
take
it.
it easy.
Nat,
Even the
come
taste
on.
of it?
Still one.
Peer pressure.
Superwoman's over here.
You didn't even try none yet.
I want to share with me. This girl wants to take it home. Like,
She's not obviously not gonna try it.
Being the responsible
Of
one.
course,
At
I'm
least
gonna try it. When I'm
Now
home.
you gotta try it on camera.
Shanika, you don't have to eat
Nah,
the whole
come on.
thing. Shanika, just take a bite of it.
she needs
A
the
bite.
caramel.
Yeah. You don't
Like
have to,
like you
don't
don't
eat
even.
the whole thing.
Oh, you
Why
guys
don't you
are
give
so
like you're
annoying.
stush already?
Shut up.
Yeah.
so hold on. Can we eat? Can we eat it and drink alcohol?
Yeah, you can eat it.
Okay.
She didn't even do it.
I guess I did.
I'm not gonna lie, it tastes pretty good.
It's gummy.
It tastes good, right? Okay.
It's very tempting to want to eat the whole thing.
I told you eat the whole thing.
You would feel they taste like store-bought candies, right? Okay. That's
Take a
all.
bite.
That's all I need to hear.
Take a bite. Take a bite.
What do you see me?
What kind of bite is that?
Okay, what does it taste like? Does it taste good?
Yeah, it's good. I
Like a good caramel?
Cool. I'm gonna try a brownie.
I'm gonna try a
I'm taking
gummy.
the recommendations.
So, could you want to shout out your Instagram?
Yes, the
let people know where to
Instagram is
contact you,
at
yeah.
Body Buzz Bakes. DM me. Yeah, DM me. Our email is on there. We take all requests through email or through DM, either or either. But I also have a few other businesses that I'm going to plug in while we're here. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
That's right.
I do hair, nails, and makeup. So you can check me out on House of X Vanity on IG. I sell lashes also, but you'll see all those other tags once you check out the one page. Don't worry, I won't take up most of your time.
And you're looking very glamorous.
I tried. No problem. You know,
Thank you for coming.
I'm gonna leave these here for you guys.
So I'm a non-smoker.
you.
I wanted to try the brownie, but I tried the gummy. Am I good
no,
to try
yeah,
one
you
more?
can eat
bite
one.
the
No, don't worry. Try it.
Did you eat all the brownie?
So if we were having a party, how much would this platter go
Wow,
for?
that was bigger than my bite, Shante.
Okay, so 6. These are the large gummies because we have smaller ones. So these are the large ones. 6 large gummies are 15 or 12 for 30, and the small ones are 12 and 24 for the same price. 12 and 24, 15 and 30. So we just do them by size. Right now, the same thing as the caramels. We're doing 5 for 10. The brownies are, I believe, 6 for 30. I may have to double check that.
Okay.
Wow, so
I
this is
honestly
really
can't remember
generous.
the price list. Like I have so many prices in my head, so to remember all of them, it's crazy. The cereal treats, we sell them in 3s also, so you'll get a decent amount of that for the $10. And the cookies are the mini. These are the mini cookies. They're 6 for 15. So you're not getting them for like no expensive price. If you go to the dispensary, one like regular size cookie is maybe $15 depending on what dispensary you get it from, and they're not even that good.
Yeah,
Like
it's expensive there.
it's not even that good, let's be honest.
Your brownie's real good though.
Yeah, the brownie tastes good.
Right, I said it from the beginning, that's my favorite. The brownies and the caramel, those things have me like one day I asked my baby father, no, like real shit, one day I asked my baby father, I was like, yo, so you're just making me brownies because that's what I want right now. Like, I know this isn't the order, like I'm not paying you for it, but let's be honest, like I want some brownies. Like, so
Cheers to you.
Well, cheers your business.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
And by the way, guys, this is Tanisha. She didn't
Yes.
say her name.
I didn't. Tanisha, yes, I didn't. Sorry.
Well, Tanisha, thanks for coming
Thank you
through,
for having
and good
me.
luck.
Definitely.
All right.
And you'll see how high we get.
Right?
Well, you guys
I'll
stay
be checking
tuned
it out.
because we do have another special guest in the building.
Yes.
So
That's right.
Stay tuned.
We gonna stay buzzing. Hey, what's up? No Filter Toronto is ready to present to you one of my brothers. I grew up with this brother here from '98. We go back. This is a day one. This is a brother who, changed his life around, doing some positive things in the community. With no further ado, I'm just let you know who he is.
Yes.
Mr. Augustine Obey.
yes,
The author
changing lanes.
of Changing Lanes, okay?
Right,
All right. I was at his book launch. I was
Yes,
honored
you
to open
were.
up for him. And yes. Yeah.
So, Mr. Gus,
Welcome.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow, this is honestly an amazing experience for me to be amongst like, 5 beautiful women. You know, jeez, I'm feeling excited. I got butterflies in my stomach right now. Like, come on.
How have you been? Like, how how you feeling today? Like,
Honestly, today I feel like I'm in a twilight zone. You know what I mean? I just finished supply teaching at Fairgrove Public School. You know, we all went to Fairgrove.
went there?
The 3 of us went to
Yes,
Fairgrove. So it's only fitting. It's only right that I come on the show No Filter Toronto to be amongst you beautiful ladies today. So thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. The whole Bongie and T and Changing Lanes family appreciate it 100. So thank you.
bless you.
Amen.
Mr. Who's still there? Do you see any teachers there? You still?
The only teacher that's still there from our time that I remember was Mr. England.
Oh,
He's
yes.
a 5 teacher, so he was supply teacher. I guess he's retired now, but he comes from time to time to give back. So I saw him. We shared some moments of laughter. I did that. I went to the beach poem with him.
I went to the market to buy some candy.
Buy some candy.
Ain't got it no more.
Ain't got it no more. Ain't got it no more.
Read up, Mr.
Not one of our brothers would go and take teaching. Not
Yeah.
many of you have, our men have gone to take teaching. How was that experience for you in school?
Obviously, as many of you may have experienced yourself growing up in school, I faced a lot of stereotypes. Some teachers thought I wouldn't amount to anything. They used to put us down and think that we're going to be stereotypes. But I did have a lot of teachers that were supportive and that helped and motivate me. It's important to have a strong support system. My parents, my mom, my dad, and my bros always had my back. So I didn't want to be a statistic. A lot of my friends were dying or going to jail. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to do something different and try to give back. So I decided to become a teacher and do that. And yeah, it's been amazing.
I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you, Augusta. So yes, let's talk about your book.
Yeah, what's up?
Your book. It's doing big right now. You have so much support.
100.
I see you meeting up with John Tory.
Yeah, the man.
Okay.
How was your experience with that?
Honestly, it's been a roller coaster. It's really been a ride since I published the book in 2016. And as you all know, all 3 of you were there at the book launch, and it was amazing. Like meeting John Tory was cool too. I saw him at the Yates program, which was cool. He was very, very cordial, very respectable. He had a good vibe, good energy. Honestly, for him tweeting my book and stuff, that was cool.
For real, right?
Why do people need to pick up this book and read it?
I think first and foremost, reading is a lost art. People these days don't read. Everything is just digital, social media, watching things. So you gotta read. I think one of my uncles, he told me this thing one time. He said, "Those who read are those who lead." You know what I'm saying? So if you gotta learn, and if you wanna grow. So why you should read this book? Because it's a real story. It's written by somebody that you know or somebody that is here, like live in the flesh. I'm a youngster growing up up in Toronto. I was born in the city. I talk about some events in the city that kind of shaped my life and motivated me to be who I am today. I'm sitting here before you as an author, as a teacher, an educator, and a soon-to-be master of social work. So, in a form, I used to play ball a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we out here. So it's a real story, man. Like growing up in school, I never really read a lot of books from people that I know, or books that resonated with me, or the stories that I could actually feel. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I read a book called Jeremy Thatcher, the Dragon Hatcher, or something like what is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is actual real life. This is a person that grew up in the Jane. Like I'm from Jane and Finch. You feel me? So like this is a real life, the come up story of how someone was able to navigate through the trials and tribulations of growing up as an inner city youngster. And how I am where I am today. So that's why you should read this book.
Not a lot of it's good to see like a black guy come out of the, you know what I mean, the stereotypical community and kind of, you know, make it out there like you did.
Yeah.
And it's like what advice would you have for some of the young guys growing up now these days, especially how like this year we had like 85 homicides alone, and you have to admit, right, a lot of them were black people like us, you know what I'm saying? So it's like what made you like kind of focus your mind and gear your mind to the path that you took, being an author, teacher, and all that stuff?
Honestly, you know, I think it boils down to self-love, man. You gotta love yourself, you know what I mean? And growing up, no lie.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers to that, you know. But no lie, I feel like you gotta love yourself, you know. Like growing up, I had a lot of insecurities, you know what I mean? I'm very dark, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people just come like black attack and this and that, you know what I'm saying? And it's growing up, you know, being you know, in poverty. Like, you know, we lived in Jane and Finch, and you know, we didn't really have much. So I always purposed in my heart that I was gonna be something one day, you know what I mean? And I thought I was gonna do it with ball and playing ball, and that didn't really work out. So I decided to find another route. And one of my passions was writing. You know, like growing up, you know, you're not supposed to talk about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It could get you in trouble. So one of my outlets was writing. You know what I mean? It's a cathartic thing for me. Something that is a therapeutic tool that I use to express myself through poetry and short stories. And yeah, I just decided, like, you know, I had to do something differently. They say you're insane. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So I decided to change my lane and do something different. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. So just pick any.
Just pick anything.
How many questions?
All right, cool.
And just read it.
All right, let's go. It says, what is your next move after grad? All right, so I graduate in November 8th from the University of Toronto with my master's in social work with a specialization in indigenous trauma and resiliency. My next move, I'm working full time, so I'm gonna do that. And I have another book that's gonna be coming out. It's a poetry book. It's tentatively called Poetic Panther.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's deep. So yeah, that's my next move, and just continue to build my brand and to inspire the youth and just try to change lanes. I'm at 1,150 copies right now sold. I'm trying to get to 2,000. So you know what I mean? Yeah.
International, worldwide.
Yes.
You can change your life at any point in time.
All right, one more. Let's go.
A couple more out there.
All right, let's do this. It says, NBA question. All right, so who is the greatest of all time? Who is the GOAT? Listen, if you guys know me, Kobe is the GOAT. Listen, Kobe Bryant's the GOAT. 100%. Kobe's the GOAT. 2-4, man. I used to I tried to grow my hair out like Kobe, have the fro. It wasn't really working, so you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kobe.
So, you know, weed is legal now, marijuana.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get your input on that.
The legalization of weed.
Yes.
Well, I think Canada is very a progressive place, a progressive country, and is making a lot of strides. Legalization is cool, you know. I think for the people, there's a lot of therapeutic and medicinal uses for marijuana. However, I do feel that that there should be. I know they're trying to do some pardons for people that had weed charges and stuff, and I think it should go a bit further in the sense that a lot of people got wrapped up in the criminal industrial complex by virtue of having a weed charge, right? So now, suppose I had a weed charge, and now a police officer sees me and I'm on probation or whatever the case is, and now they have the right to, maybe you're on curfew, whatever the case is, you're on conditions, and now you got wrapped up with something else, and now they add that charge and that charge. So it's like opened a Pandora's box, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's legal. So what about other people that were affected? I know a lot of people and closely that were affected and that had weed charges in their life, and I feel like a lot of their lives took a turn for the worse. So I guess it's a good thing, but for me, I don't really rock with it 100%. Just because of what the criminalization of it prior, and then I asked myself, why is it being decriminalized right now? Why is it legal? Like, who's
decriminalized from?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and who's benefiting from it? So there's always two sides to a coin. So I think it's important to analyze all of that. And yeah, Canada, go Canada. Yeah.
For you to have that poetry and the vocabulary to kind of
spice it up.
Express your words certain ways. So like that's good.
Do you want to say something? You want to do some poetry right now?
On the spot recital.
Are you just right?
On the spot.
I would love to hear it, honestly. Like, if you could remember.
What's your shortest? What's the shortest thing you've ever?
All right, man. Listen, you ladies put me on the spot, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, let's go. This is a poem I wrote. You know, I think I performed it a couple of times. I'm just gonna go off cuff though, but
hey,
listen,
viewers here.
All right, I'm gonna need you guys, everyone, to do this for me because we're gonna really get into it. Okay. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna need you to close your eyes, for a second and take a deep breath. You know what I mean? You can open your eyes if you choose to. My name is Augustin Obang, and I'm gonna take you on a ride. Let's go. They said I couldn't do it. They said it can't be done. They said I wouldn't amount to anything. I'll turn out to be a bum. She said I couldn't do it. She said it can't be done. She said I wouldn't amount to anything. I'll turn out to be a bum. She said, take applied classes. You're a typical black guy wearing them Nike Air Forces. No sense in taking academic. You talk too much. You give me a headache. I'm not going to sit here and say it didn't hurt. It hurt. It hurt so bad. She said negative things to make my head steam. Red, hot, like the underbelly of a dormant volcano that was about to erupt and explode. The feelings of rage and anger I had were too much to hold. So I had to channel this rage, this hurt and frustration, together to direct it to a new destination. No hesitation, this medication, so I began to self-medicate. I took a journey, a quest to discover who I am and where I came from. Ghana. I hail from a great lineage of great rulers, from Mansa Moons to the Kwame Nkrumah, and now me. This is my time. This is my destiny. So I had to urge my brothers and sisters to do the same. Live and die for something, have an aim. Live and die for something that you claim. These are my words that I've recited, the words that I've written in the middle of the night, the words that I say that give me courage to fight. Just remember, it's never too late to change lanes.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I really felt that.
Yeah, you know.
We have a young brother friend of ours that passed away.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Jeremy Paul. He was a great friend of ours. Passed away in the 11th grade. And you mentioned him in your book, and I was wondering if that was one of the, things that impacted you to change things.
Definitely, that was a catalyst. An experience that I wouldn't wish upon anybody. Losing a good friend of mine, like I had a lot of first experiences with him, and we played ball and all that type of stuff, and I missed him, and you know what I mean, and it did impact my life. I remember I was in grade 11 in high school, and when I found out what happened, and there's either two ways. You know what I mean? Either you retaliate or you get angry and you live a destructive life, or you try to do something positive. And I remember when I used to still play ball them times, so I wrote on my shoes like "Rest in peace, Jeremy," and all my other friends that passed away. And I'm like, I promised myself that I was gonna live a positive life and try to make him proud, you know what I mean? And speaking at his funeral, that was like the first time I ever like publicly cried, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay to cry, and it's okay to express yourself. So like, you know, that definitely was one of my catalysts. Actually, the poem in the book is a poem that I actually read at his funeral. So rest in peace, Jeremy, you know what I mean, and the family, my condolences. Yeah. I just want to really thank you all for everything you guys have done for me and allow me to be on this platform with you. It's an honor and a privilege. And you know what I mean? And it's dope, like, for real. And before I go, I got to do a shameless plug, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like, listen, I got to shout out my little bro, Friye. You know what I mean? Friye, Friye. You know what I mean?
Music is crazy. I love it. Shout out all my old bond brothers. Like, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I love how you guys are just growing up and just doing your guys' thing and accomplishing a lot. Yes.
You know, we out here, man. So yeah, man. Yo, Free is doing the thing. He has tracks out, Money Team, Falling for You. You got a bunch of tracks on iTunes, all that stuff. So Train to Go. We out here.
We're getting undefeated.
So, you know, give your Instagram once
all
again.
that.
Yep.
Okay, so my Instagram is Changing Lanes. So changing, like the book Changing, and Lanes is LAN3S. That's my Instagram handle, and my website is www.changing-lanes.ca. And we got a bunch of merch. We got some hats. We got some hoodies. We got all that. And guess what? You know, I got some gifts for you ladies. So you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh my God, I want a gray. I want pink.
Don't worry. So this is for the beautiful ladies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
then what I get to?
yeah, you can give one to Marley. You can give one to Marley. You feel me? You know. So this is just from the whole Bongi and T Changing Lanes family. My bros told me to come out here and bless y'all with some gear. So this is just a little something. And don't worry, we got more colors in the whip. So you already know what it is, man. We out here. We changing lanes out here. You feel me?
Thank you, guys.
Love.
Thank you.
You already know. Appreciate you.
Right?
You know, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in. It was very
Beauty by purpose. I know, that is a perfect color. Beauty by.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, dude, keep it up. Yeah, no, I got you. I see that.
Oh man, I want that one.
I know it's hard. I saw that.
Wear that today.
Don't even worry. The purple hat.
Yeah, like that.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to No Filter Toronto. Once again, changing lanes. You guys make sure you guys check out my brother
100.
and read his book.
That's right.
Yes.
Support your own.
You feel me?
Sure.
Yo, remember, it's never too late to change lanes, you dig? Come on, what you mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I even forgot your free. My bad, homie. Hold on. Yo, but it's okay though. You know what I mean? Just got blessings.
It's so not easy to link defense in though.
So what? What you know about this? What you know about
You can't play defense in those.
Okay, you don't know about me, girl.
Alright.
Okay.
Just shoes, yo.
Episode 11, No Filter. We have Augustine here, who is pretty good at shooting hoops with these girls. So we're gonna test you out. Give us your best three.
Defense.
Yo, so you know what?
Nah, your boost gonna get you. Boost can't catch it.
this guy was.
Why you didn't get excuses?
Yeah, you have to get on the gangster.
You see, true work.
Yo, I'm dying. This is lit, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Enjoy it.
Man, it's awesome.
That was a cheap shot, yo. You guys know that was cheap. Anybody that's gonna watch that video will know that was a cheap shot.
Hey,
Why make it
win the win, right?